Today we're at a place called Until to do a biomechanical assessment. They reached out and asked if I wanted to do this because they know that I've got Chicago Marathon coming up in a few weeks now. So we're gonna go in and get some tests done to check and see how my body's doing pre-race day. And this will be great because it'll check for niggles. It'll be 90 minutes, so let's go and check it out.
Gabriel said you wouldn't want to see it. Feel free to just grab a seat on the bed. Hi, so it's Gus from Brick Programming. We're here to do an assessment. We're going to be working through tissue capacity, isometric strength and range of motion, and also how the foot moves in a closed chain. We're working quite closely with the blackboard to look at both how the foot moves sort of through neutral, both in pronation and supination. And then we're also using Gary Ward's wedges, which have been really, really useful to, again, sort of assist the client when we're working through to try and achieve those angles and those positions of pronation. Then you've got an arch on the outside, which if you loosely, and then once we've warmed up a little bit, keep going for this one, and we can do a few reps, you can play around. It isn't necessary that one's lower than you thought you'd be or you're weaker than you thought you'd be. It's the difference unilaterally, so in these boxes here will start to come up whether you're 5% difference in the left to right or
2, 1. Hey, I'm Harry from Brick Programming, and today what we'll be doing with Liv is going through some isometric testing. So using our handheld dynamometer to essentially see how Liz produces force through a range of different movements. So we'll be looking specifically at the hip, the knee and the ankle, because it's most important for her as a runner.
Push.
So be nice and light on there, and then in 3, 2, 1, push. Go on, drive. Hard as you can. Excellent. 13.1. 2, 1, go. Go on, push.
Makes sense. So especially when it comes in with the box here, we don't want to be like bouncing off the box we're going through, but it's as many controlled reps, smooth.
2, 1, go. Burn?
Yeah.
How was that?
Not been to the gym in a few weeks.
Copenhagen would be interesting. That's like in between posterior and anterior.
And then from there, see how we've got slight bend, that's it, and then drive your hip forward and into the bench. As you can.
This is really, really good,
Awesome.
genuinely. We're in the goal. Awesome, mate. How was that?
48. Excellent, and then just try and squeeze and lift the hip as hard as you can. How are you feeling?
That was hard.
So yeah, we're using the GymAware here just to basically see how good Liz is at producing force. So we're going to use the counter movement jump. It's quite a well-studied jump to use. And we're just firstly going to look at her jump height, so what that looks like as a performance metric. And then we're also going to be looking at her landing mechanics. And this is obviously really important for her as a runner to be able to absorb force sufficiently and reduce injury risk.
This was your best one, that last one was 26. Really awesome. So we're just going to look at Liz's running technique now. So we've got the Techno Gym treadmill here, which helps us, well, gives us data back on flight time and contact time. And then we're going to assess taking some different footage from different angles, so we can look at both where Liz makes contact with the ground, left to right, and also if she goes from a pronated position to supinating or supinating into pronated. What's your run time?
Thing we wanted to look at from behind was whether you have any valgus.
The main message I guess we wanted to get across is that although you don't really have too much imbalance, there's a slight imbalance left to right and anterior to posterior, but the main thing is you could get stronger across every front. which is actually quite a nice place to be instead of just being like you're awful in one area, you're consistent really around all of it. Your gait cycle was pretty much faultless. Like I was trying to find faults in it, and then it got to a point where I was like, is it helpful me trying to find faults, or could any sort of information be sort of counterproductive? You're landing on the little toe and then sort of rolling through. That's again completely fine. There's no issue with it at all. The positive of it is that you're driving off on your big toe. If it was the other way around, it would be slightly weird because you just make contact with your big toe and then try and drive on your little toe. You don't go into valgus either, which is, if you're feeling judgy and you're watching someone run and their heel like goes out to the side on their trailing leg and then you sort of converge inwards.
Yeah.
That's called valgus, which is essentially from the point of running is you need to work on really strengthen your glutes and your external rotation adduction. The foot assessment, again, that was all pretty good. You're quite unusual, which you're quite good at everything. You have a slight supination. I don't think it's a point for concern because you can move through those ranges. Try and integrate as much as you can low-level strength exercises around your running days, just so that the more capacity your tissues have, the more efficient they would be at turning ATP into energy.
Yeah, I kind of lack the motivation, I think, with like the gym sometimes, and because like with running it's just like you go out the door and you can just run. It's a lot easier, and with gym you kind of have to motivate yourself to go and like go somewhere and then sort of have like a setup or know what you're doing. And I feel like most of the time I'm doing similar-ish movements with like strength, if it's like deadlifting or lunges or that sort of thing.
The main thing would be make sure you've got some form of progressive overload.